This is not going to be a common thing, but hello. This is another testing of this character. So custom moves so far, most of them have been coded in, but not all of them. Namely, this one still hasn't been finished, and neither have any of these been re-implemented. As well as all of these. By default, it will always select the first of all these options. All technically 11. An exception is this, which will select first and second. You can freely pick any of the 5, though utility will vary between each item and each combination. This is especially useless. But this is sort of practical. To note, Steve has very horrible mobility, as well as horrible rolls and air dodges. They also cannot wall jump. To compensate, sort of, he has the ability to grab ledges. This also comes with the ability to climb up on ledge, or attack from ledge, or just drop down from ledge. He also has the ability to footstool. The specifics and effectiveness of this varies, but it's there. I will not be going over most of the basics because most of them are equivalent to his iteration in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But there are some new things, and especially some new things for this game. For example, a shield. This shield blocks all forms of incoming damage, but it also has its own limited durability. It can last a while, but will break. Which is you'll be left with a parry. Repairing tools will also fix shield. You can also press attack during shield to place your first option, selected in the custom menus option, defaults to the piston. You can also press the special button for a similar thing, but relates to your second special option. Defaults to the slime block. If you press special and shield immediately, then you will create your crafting table. Okay, that's unintentional. But it's supposed to be this. By default, if you press as the strong key without any direction, that is not doing the forward strong, down strong, you will do this. I've called it a neutral strong, and strong for short, and it is functional to the grab. You can press attack to, well, no, not attack. You can press grab again to pull anyone towards you, but if you're close to them, you can also press special to pull into a grab state, much more similar to Smash Brothers. You can pummel and This is not limited to players, and although you can think on how that is useful. You might have also noticed something with down smash. It flows very easily. While the first 2 layers onto Homeless, the rest all to you. Holding up while doing down smash will instead release water, which instead of harming anyone, just pushes most things away. The behavior on that's still a little buggy. You hold down while doing up strong and do a projectile move that's also within the custom moves section. This defaults to the crossbow. This has some auto aim to it. But for the crossbow specifically, it takes a long time. So, if you hit or manage to cancel the attack at any point, you'll have it loaded and it'll be instant. On to other things. While there isn't much different about your specials from how they would expect to normally behave, you do have some new ones. If you hold attack while building, you can build a special object. The specifics on these also vary between object and object, and not all of them have been fully or properly implemented, especially this pumpkin, but they're all functional enough. You can also taunt while doing the building, or to pull out a menu, to which you can select which level of building you want to do. Dirt is the one that goes from cheapest to most expensive, while the others go from most expensive to cheapest, starting at different points. The ratings go stone or copper, if you have copper in the one stage that supports it, obsidian, which I will get on later, and iron. Minecarts also have the ability, so if you press down special, you create a TNT minecart. These are volatile, and also move, so they're very dangerous. I won't be going over every move because there's just too much to talk about. I'll go over some particular favorites. This button lets you control several miscellaneous options, such as what would pressing neutral strong even do, such as being bound to grabbing or being bound to a projectile. This one hasn't been fully implemented, but eventually will let you either use the right control stick to build blocks directionally, or if you should be holding shield and left stick to do it. This is aiming, either use auto aiming or form a manual aiming, again dependent on this feature. And this experimental feature does nothing right now, but eventually will do something. You'll probably imagine what it does if you know Minecraft. There are several, there's at least 5 of every option with all 10 moves lists. First off, the wind charge, which replaces the general crossbow move. I've enabled a manual aiming and aiming with the left control stick in this mode. So you can see what that's like. The wind charge, as you expected, blows things pretty far. It can also blow you away, which means jumping. Oh yeah. If you do a forward strong or back strong in the air, you'll apply mace or select moves that don't have any. For forward strong moves that don't require you to throw something. This mace also wears with time. However, unlike most other items that break with use, it will require an iron regardless, and also take the longest to craft. Such as that. And while I am here, if you're done with crafting new tools, you can also craft armor. Not all sprites are implemented, but it is handy for one particular reason. You fly a lot less. Well, not significantly less, but it is definitely noticeable. And here's the lead. This is also pretty handy for a few reasons. One, you are bound to someone else if you just use it once. This does mean some weird physics interactions, but at the same time you both using this move, so kind of a given. Neither you can exactly run in this state. Or you can, but you can't really go far. You're pretty much bound to either go together or there isn't really much else other than going together. Unless you can get one side to die before you can. If you have two, you can, however, bind them together. And this is a lot easier. Well, for you anyway, it's probably sucks to be them. This one's kind of a slow one, but that's a pretty useful effect. Stun. Well, we can land it anyways. Though if someone else hits it before you do, you both get stunned. Though this is a completely... This doesn't really lead to any problems for you because you probably have a better jab than they do. Yeah, I've ended down tilt. displaces flint and steel with that. It used to only hit grounded opponents and bring them to the air, but now it just hits anyone regardless. Also, the caveat that you have to pick up the pearl or eye before and to use it again. Though it can despawn, which just lets you use it again immediately. Not quite expected, whatever. No idea what's going on there, but whatever. This is still a very beta-ish state. Redstone. This redstone doesn't really do much. You know, mostly you just want to fuck around with something, have something fun. But you can place a trail that does that. Now, what does that do? Like, looky there. That doesn't even harm anyone. But you can place an active piece of redstone down that will activate and hurt someone along the trail. But it also does that to you if you stand on it and someone else attacks it. So, be cautious, I guess. The boat can take the place of the minecart, and unlike the minecart, can actually carry both you and someone else together. However, what might also do is push two people together. Just gonna push them together like that. And yes, it doesn't have to move to do it. So it's handy as a trap. Furnace. Okay, not much else to say, it's a projectile. If you're all fast enough. Now, you're supposed to be able to redirect it. I guess I have to fix that too. Door and trap door shield options. They don't seem particularly useful at first glance, but a door is a solid object on both sides. There's also a handy other use. It blocks attacks on one side, but opens on the other. Though be wary, it can, once it's open, it doesn't really do anything. The trapdoor is different. It's more just jump pad. Well, it can't be used for much, but can also activate if someone says, does this. leaves a massive blind spot. The armor stand. But besides from just standing there, like the door, it also prevents attacks from connecting to you. Kind of loud. But it also means that you can completely win interactions. Just by stand behind it. The pot by itself doesn't stand there, but if it breaks into little particles that fly and hurt. Some of these may be stronger brick particles. These fly based on the direction you launch it from. It's like so weak jab doesn't really do much. Stone Cutter is a little more handy in actual jab setups. Because if you place it down, and someone gets caught in it, they're gonna have to dodge out of it, or take all those hits. Which is aren't exactly good options either way. Because you'll probably be very close to whatever setup you'll be having. The cobweb, much nastier thing. Look at that. Well, obviously it slows down movement very much. Which you can imagine becomes very nasty if you have to fucking recover off of it or beneath it. Now, even if these blocks are gone, you still move too slow. Yeah, that's probably going to be a bit of a problem for some characters. Drip step. And by itself, it can be built up to a height of about 4. So that doesn't really change any function, just its height. As long as you don't land too roughly, you'll be fine staying on it. But if you land too far on it, you'll get hit. These are breakable, however. It's not just that. earlier I mentioned directional building, you can build walls and ceilings by using the right control stick by default, but left control stick features have to be implemented later. We hold if building your unique little trap thing, hold up and move under a ceiling you can build on, you can also do that. And the function of it changes. In the long grip, there's a pointy thing downwards, but instead just falls. That's right, they fall. There's bound to be some buggy behavior with it, but whatever. It's gonna have to use once it's all patched. Taunt has some stuff too. The neutral taunt specifically. By default, it's in the stake, but if you select a bundle, you can swap tools. At start, this isn't a useful thing. If you want to save on tools, you can also do that, and you'll be using your wooden tools again. This also means you can store tools again, have more diamond tools to use. And if you're KO'd, you still keep your weapons. That's pretty handy. There's a very big and disparate moveset, but find a little combination you feel like you want to try out and have some fun. Because I'm gonna just end this off with a few random matches against CPUs. Before I go, I should probably show you what it's like to go get to Netherite. First I will need diamond tools, and that will take a while. Secondly, I need to be mining obsidian. A lot of obsidian. I don't know if I have enough, but I'm not taking any second chances, because getting up to that point is kinda hard. There you go. A portal. All I just need is fire. And there you go. And this, just to simplify things, if you would mine diamonds on the surface, you get netherite instead. And voila. You're now pretty fucking invincible, to be honest. I mean, this is powerful, but at the same time, you're gonna have to make some very big, a lot of dedication to it. Oh yeah, also, it's in the kill place. Yeah, you either gotta stay there for a while or get launched right into it. Like that. Well, later.